Hello guys, what's up? This is ScherBR talking. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about Valkyrie Anatomia, and we just got Sacred Light Valkyrie. This is the first 4th generation character that was released on January on Japan, and she was kind of named different there. She was called Divine Brilliance Valkyrie. She was named Sacred Light Valkyrie here for the global version, and she was very expected. A lot of people were expecting this character for the summon because Valkyries are always something people want to get. But is she all that strong? Is she worth your money or just your free pulls? Well, we'll talk about it right now. First of all, we have a different banner. It's a paid gems banner. You see that it has very different hits. You have more chances of getting artifacts, but you can only summon on this once. When you click on drop hits, you will see that they have on the first step, the only step, more chances of getting artifacts. You can see that there's 2% chances of getting this new Valkyrie, and also some chances to get another artifacts from good characters. You can see here, and then there's a different drop rate for the last summon. So the 11th summon will have more chances of getting the characters. You can see here that 10% chances of getting her, and 1% chances of getting Feather of Awakening, that it's for the Awakened Planet. Also another good chances for older characters as well. You can see it's a guarantee of an artifact for each one of these characters here. There's only recent characters on this list. So I think it's worth for people that paid. They have 5,000 paid gems. It's a little hard to get 5,000 paid gems because the game only considers the original value, not the bonus value. Now let me click on back. And I want to talk about this character because, like I said, a lot of people were expecting for new Valkyries. It's most of the reason many people play the game, just to get more Lynette, more Valkyries, and this one is very different than the others because it's kind of Valkyrie, the final version of Valkyrie from Valkyrie Profile 2, but with Lynette's body. Let it at command instead of Alicia. So the character itself is from the fire element, also uses greatsword. Most Valkyries use greatswords. And we have here, you can see, this is the normal version. The star version has more status. We can talk about the star version. You can see 4.8k physical attack because the star versions have 20% more status. This isn't nuts. It's a very high value for status. But we all know that for endgame players and veterans, the status is not all important, especially because we still didn't get any more limit break to increase our status. We are still on 17.5k max, easily to reach with most veterans. But the new cap will reach us soon, I think. We are very close to it because the developers can't hold on to it any longer. So I will be talking about the normal version because I don't think many people will be able to get the star version, and we'll talk about this later, okay? I would just want to talk about the character itself. The Sacred Light Valkyrie, like I said, is a fire elemental character and it has very standard values for all other things, with a very high physical attack and HP. And let's just check her normal attacks. Only the first one is from fire, so he screens having to use fire element weapons, and she has a Nibeling Valesi of fire, with a special animation that uses the 3 Valkyries on the same time. Like I said, it uses the Valkyrie character with Lynette's body, so the other 2 appears at the same time when they are releasing a Nibeling Valesi. That's pretty awesome. You can test the character by going through the experience quest on the news events. But let's just talk about more stuff. She is very strong. Her Purify attack has very high multipliers. First passive is the most important one, like always, attack and fire damage. The second one is increased damage dealt by all attacks. This is just like Omni party skill, and the other increases all status. You have to max the first 2 because it's very important. This character is that character that wants all of the passives maxed because all of them are important and very, very important. The last one is just as important as the past ones. It improves the guard rate of all allies. Adding this along with Clever is very important. And also gain extra tracks on certain turns. Very interesting. The same thing that we have with, at least this part of gaining extra attacks, we have with White Knight Alicia, and also got with Jail. Very nice to have the 2 characters along on events that the enemies are weak to both Holly and Lightning. This makes for very good things, or even if you are using with White Knight Alicia. So you have 3 elements with characters with very nice passives that increase the extra attacks of certain turns. But she increases guard, and it's very interesting to see this because you see superior feathers increase all of her status. Not only that, her limited skill also has one of the best effects in the game. It uses one attack, only one attack, to increase all status of everyone for only 1 turn. Okay, 1 turn, it's just good to you try to nuke enemies on specific turns and just try to survive to increase a little more of your defense so that you can survive some nukes. And she also comes with AS Assist Fire, that's a very okay enchanted skill. You don't really have to change, but you can also exchange this for AS Burst Fire, but not need here. 10% is a very good boost as well. So this character here, you can see that by increasing all status of everyone and also increasing all status on the second passive, she's pretty defensive. And she also increases ward chances. She is made to be used very good with Fang Artery because he is also from the fire element. Makes everything very easy to use with this girl. Even if you're using her on a content that there's 2 elements of weakness, using her will make you survive better, increase the status of everyone, and she will survive and be a very good character for a long time to come. And now she has a very different also unique orb. She greatly increases all of her status. You can see another thing that's very defensive. And she also increased damage dealt by fire. Not only attack, it's all status. Very interesting this as well because she already has very good status, making for even more attack multipliers to get even more damage. I can say that she is the strongest character in the game right now. She kind of competes with some other good characters. I still respect Red Dragon, Aelia. We still have a lot of good characters like Jayo we saw recently. We still have Medical Lizard with good normal multipliers. We still have a lot of the recent characters, Victory, Goddess Freya as well. We still have Hell. Hell is very strong as well. But she is the most strong, but not for much because the step that she took is not a very far one. The start of the 4th generation is not a huge step when comparing the 1st to the 2nd or the 2nd to the 3rd, because they already overcrept some characters. There is a lot of power creep, and the start of the new generation doesn't mean that it's way too strong when compared to the 3rd generations. We have to get more characters that will further increase the distance between their powers. So we talked about the character. Now let's just talk about the 2 new weapons, because she also comes with another weapon besides her signature weapon. You can see Liavnir is her weapon. We will click here on the Divine Weapon tree so we can check how good this weapon is. Let me check here. You can see it's the Colossal Damage. Colossal Damage is the highest tier we have. But it also has something that's very, very overpowered. It's the best weapon in the game. There's no excuse on this part because it's both offensive and defensive, and the 2 things on it is very strong. You can see it's 2 colossal damage, and she will conjure a barrier that will also take a certain amount of damage, just like the that Graciato shield. And she starts with 2 uses of the weapon that goes up to 3 uses when you get to level 5. So it's kind of hard to get this to level 5, but not that much if you're summoning for the character right here. And it's the very best weapon in the game because it has the highest tier of damage and also a defensive thing. So you can use it even more when you're using nukes, when you're using the character but increasing the status with a limited skill. Also with alongside her unique orb makes for a very, very good offensive and defensive build. This girl is very well balanced. And she also has Valkyrie Protection that also gain increased resistance to status elements, just very similar to Wicked Lanet Palace that also increases resistance to status elements. This is a very good weapon for you to increase to LA, but you can also do very well by using it on action skill level 5 without upgrading it further. We also have this new weapon called a knee staff. It's a staff. This staff here is from the lightning element, and it has the lightning aura that increases normal attack of lightning by 10%. This is not a good weapon for you to upgrade to max level for legendary evolution, because it's just colossal damage with thunder element on all enemies. And also it applies paralyze, but it's very hard to apply paralyze on enemies. There are some specific boss that can be inflicted, but they are very specific. But only if you don't have, or if you really need a lightning staff, like if you have Sephiroth and you want to use it with him. So we're talking about the character. Now I want to talk about the bad part of this. Guys, we don't have a 7-step banner here. Yeah, I was expecting that. We see Jayo and Jin have a very different banner because you have a 7-step guarantee for one of the characters, and you can also trade only 7 support tickets for one of the characters, guaranteeing a fully orbed character in 7-step, either one of the 2. Because if you get the guarantee 1, you can just get the orb for this guarantee 1 on your 7th step. A lot of people are reporting getting the 2 characters orbed in 7th step. This is awesome. I was really expecting this. But this character here, Valkyrie, is one of the best ways for them to generate revenue. We all know that. The game has to prosper, it has to sell some stuff. I was expecting them to keep the 7th step banner, but probably only off after this one. They still have to make some money on during this anniversary campaign because they are giving some stuff. You make some people stop spending for a little. So I kind of understand. I'm a little sad about this news, but I kind of understand. I have to say that. So you see here that they are kind of explaining how the page games works, and you have this screen where it shows that you only have you need 10 support tickets to get the character, and even worse, just like Syria Queen and the past version of Awakened Lanets, you need 20 support tickets to get the star version of the character. This time I don't really recommend you guys trying to get the 2 versions of this. I didn't recommend on Awakened Lanet, I didn't recommend with the Syria Queen. Just be happy with the normal one if you don't get the star version. If you got the star version in 10 steps, that's pretty awesome, cool. Be happy with it, but if you don't, just focus on getting the normal version without the star, because it's the normal that you'll be getting with 10 steps, and you can stop there. You got one by summoning, the second one by support tickets, that's fine. You could also just try to secure another one by getting more damage with the future potential force board that will increase 50% chances if you sacrifice another artifact. But I won't even be using this system because I think it's over too much. I don't want that. But you can see this is sadly the truth here. Okay, let me close, and I want to talk about the event. Also, if you want to summon with support ticket, with silver tickets on this banner, it's a very good thing for you to do. You could just get better value by doing the past banner that had 2 old characters by having 1% chances of them on silver ticket summons. Here you have only 1% chances of the 2 characters. It's less chances, half the chances for when compared to the older banner. But if you're still chasing for this Valkyrie and you are very close to get the weapons maxed or something, just use silver tickets. It's also a very good place for you to do it. Now let's just click on limited here. I want to talk about the event. What it was always there. This event is very interesting because it also brings a different type of currency. There's 2 type of currencies, but also one that you get an event quest every day. You'll be getting this here called First Anniversary Medal. We had a very similar event when we had the Valkyrie Profile Anniversary campaign, where you have a daily mission that is just complete any mission on this new event, and then you'll get 1 medal. And it means that we will be getting 20 more, and even a little more when we finish the first part, maybe around 30 or 32, something like that. And it's a very valuable thing that you can exchange for stuff. You can see here that we can get Awakening Embers, 10 of it. You can get Garnets, only if you really need more. And you will also have the Silver and Gold Bangle. These are the most important things for you to get. And the Legendary Rainbow Stone together with the Yggdrasil branch. I think the most important is Yggdrasil, Legendary, and the Bangles. You can skip the Awakening Garnet. Awakening Ember can be useful for some, for others the Garnets are more important. But counting together, I know that you can get both the Embers, the Bangles, the Legendary Rainbow Stones, and also the Yggdrasil branches, and have some left to either decide getting the gems or getting the Garnets or the Bucks. I will skip the Garnets because I think it's a little overpriced here, and focus on everything else, and maybe even skip the gems, but I really need gems, I don't know. You'll see this in the future, okay? So don't forget to do your daily missions with this, because you'll be getting more of it, and you can get some by clearing the stages. Now I just want to talk about the normal items. You can see we have quite a lot of normal items here. There's also this custom, I think. We have Valucios 10, Yggdrasil branches, just get gold bangles, get both of it, Legendary Rainbow Stones. And here, we have to talk about this. Oriental Fire God plays words. I have some people telling me that you have very important weapon here, because it's not the very heavy damage that we always had in the past. This is the 4th generation starting, so they are giving better weapons. I will be clicking here on yes, and I will go to my gift box, so I can click on it, and we will be talking about the damage of this weapon. It's a different weapon. It's a little confusing when you get it, because the game even has a bad translation on it. Let me search for the weapon. Let me search here. Has a bad translation. When you click on the action skill, it says colossal physical damage to all, but it's not true. It is exactly severe damage when you try to equip it on your character. Let me just try to equip on anyone here. Okay, you can see here when I'm trying to equip on my lizard, it deals severe physical damage. So you can also increase the use count for 3, so I really suggest you guys to maxing it if you don't have like 2 maxed fire swords in the game. Even having 3, I think it's just more liberty if you want in the future. And if you are a veteran and you don't really need status on weapons, this means it's even better. And now let's just get back there, because don't exchange this for divine fragments, okay? This is my recommendation. And when you click here, let's just talk about the last remaining stuffs, because there's one thing that's pretty important in this event, and we have to talk about it. Let's just check here. We have this, we have that. Let me just show only the important things. When you have the scrolls, and you have 2 different orbs that are important to defeat the special boss of this event. So you can see Orb of Stoicism and Orb of Happiness. These orbs are both important for you to use on the special boss on the event. You see, I don't have any more of the drops to exchange for these 2 things, so I'll be doing this later. But on the second part of the event, you have 2 more orbs, so you can now actually use 4 orbs to reduce the strength of the enemy. You will debuff him to some levels that he will be a joke. If you are using 2 of it, you can already defeat the enemy. But without using any of it, even my account has a little of a problem trying to defeat it. I have to just use a very defensive and healing party to try to defeat. I'm not even so sure if I can defeat it. But using this 2, I can defeat, but I won't be doing this on this video just because I don't have the remaining drops here. So get it, try to defeat the boss. You have to bring the same elements there. It's Holy and Lightning. Or just wait for the second part of the event to arrive when you have 4 orbs, and it will be easier to defeat the boss, okay? So I think this is enough information. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment here to help this channel grow, and you can help it by either using the PayPal button or the Patreon subscription to help me keep releasing videos. We see each other on the next video. Bye!